Shoot my shot, I never miss like Reggie Miller. I shoot my shot, I never miss like Reggie Miller.
Yo, Live Life fam, it's your boy Live Life 815 coming at y'all with another video. We had a wild weekend in the world of the NBA.
Yes, sir.
Yo, we about to get into it. I've been waiting all weekend to talk about these games we had, but we're going to talk about the two in particular that we had yesterday, that being the Miami Heat versus the New York Knicks. Game one in that crazy, chaotic performance from Chef Curry cooking that up in the kitchen with a 53-piece in game 7. The boy is insane, y'all. But I'm your boy Live Life 815. That right there is your boy Rome. We about to get into this. Rome, starting off with the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks. Miami, they edged New York out 108-101. And hard-fought victory for the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler ended up with 25 points. RJ Barrett had 26 points. But the story coming out of game one is Jimmy Butler's ankle, man. What did you think about the game overall? And let me know what you think about Jimmy Bucket's ankle. Is that gonna come into play?
Yeah, that's
for the rest of this season.
That's the one thing I think that might be scary for them, because they just a really good team with Jimmy out there, man. They really looking like championship level team right now. The way that they, just running through games, their experience is showing a lot, especially I think it's gonna show a lot when it comes to New York. You know what I'm saying? Because New York is, New York was in the playoffs last year, but they didn't make it that far.
True.
But I think that the Miami Heat definitely are playing with like championship level experience right now. They're looking really good out there. Kyle Lowry he had a really good game yesterday. And the shooters are shooting, man. They really looking nice, man. I think that ankle injury is the one thing that's scary for them, like I said, because they a real good team with Jimmy out there. So
I feel like that could be the deciding factor in this whole series.
Yeah. Because
other than that, to be honest with you, they're in the same situation that the series kind of mirrors the Golden State and Sacramento series, where they're evenly matched, right?
Right.
They're evenly matched, and whoever can manage to get the edge on the other is going to take the series.
Right.
I really do think so. Like, we talked about Golden State and Sacramento being like one of the best opening rounds that we've had in a while.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this round 2 series is going to be the round 2s that we have coming up is going to be insane, man.
Yeah.
New York, I feel like if Jimmy doesn't play game 2, New York's taking game 2. So, I mean, it's just, we're in this situation where if Jimmy is not 100%, who do you really have? They're missing Tyler Hero. I mean, yeah, they got Kyle Lowry, but he's still dealing with knee issues. I don't think Kyle Lowry is 100%. He's still balling. Like, don't get me wrong. The boy is still balling.
Yeah.
Kevin Love still balling.
That's what I said.
But
shooters are shooting.
Let's be real with it. Let's be real with each other, though. You take Jimmy Butler off that team, and even if it's just for a couple games, you can't give New York that leeway. I don't feel like you can give
especially seeing the last series from New York, man. They gonna come out and hoop. It's their first game back. I know it's they've been sitting for a little bit, so they probably need to get their steps together and get back to it. But they definitely don't want to sleep on New York, I'll tell you that. And I think that that's going to be very important for Miami to try and figure out what's going on with Jimmy to keep him in that series. Because you miss a game or two that could be very vital to this whole series in the way that it's projected to go right now. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, you look at Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Everybody when New York got that lead on Cleveland, Rome, and everybody was like, well, they got Spider Mitchell. Still, it's still a series. What were we saying, man? I'm like, look, this New York team is different.
Right, exactly.
Like, Jalen Brunson is cold, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's not doing. If there was any player that made a team look foolish, and it's the Mavericks. Because why wouldn't you re-sign Jalen Brunson? Look at what this man is doing, man.
Yeah.
Like, look at what this man is a star.
Yeah.
And he has New York trucking along. And let's not look over this. Let's be clear. New York didn't have Julius Randle.
They didn't.
So I mean, they lost by 7 points, and they didn't have Julius Randle, a big part of their offense and defense.
Yeah.
So coupled with the fact that, yeah, Jimmy Butler was balling, but let's be real, I'm not gonna say it sounded kind of messed up to be like it was a subpar game for him because the boy still had 25 points. But when you come off from dropping 56 and then 40 something in the next game, like it was a kind of toned down game for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. And they were
go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, like, all the other pieces around were kind of hooping, and I kind of think that gave Jimmy Butler a little bit more, like, leeway to rest and you know what I'm saying, just be able to, you know what I'm saying, be ready for help when needed. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they just really did a good job overall as a team. They really looked like they was ready for, you know what I'm saying, like, They were really displaying that experience.
Ready for that action.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was ready for that action. But with that couple, with them not having Julius Randle, and then coupled with Jimmy Butler's ankle injury, Julius Randle is most likely going to play next game.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, I'm not gonna count him out because the boy still played the rest of the game.
Yeah, he did.
His ankle turned.
Yeah.
Like his ankle turned. Could have been adrenaline, but I'm never gonna rule out Jimmy Buckets, man. We know he is tough as they come.
Yeah.
So he could very well play game 2.
He could.
But he's not gonna be 100%.
Yeah,
He's not gonna be 100%. And I think if Miami is smart, they don't rush him. Like, you see what Miami can do in game 2 without Jimmy Butler. Hey, maybe y'all can take that dub and go up 2-0. But if not, then you've given him the adequate rest that was needed. You know what I'm saying? In order for him to come back and be effective. Yeah,
because what I think is, like, I hear you, Jimmy, you want to play, but we need you for 7 games. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Julius Randle sitting out after because he popped his ankle too, right? When he came down on that foot. He sat out the rest of the game, and I think that's more smart, especially when these are your go-to players. So, I think that sitting Jimmy out game 2 is going to be beneficial to them. They might end up losing that second game for sure because, like I said, Jimmy is a part of, like, big success with that team, especially, like, well, I mean, I don't want to say especially with them not having Tyler Hero, but, y'all just might take that out. Yeah. Y'all might just take that out.
I'm gonna be real with you. You know how we do. We still ain't got no show name for this yet, man.
Yeah.
But you know how we do here at this show, right? So I'm gonna ask you, who you got? It's only after game 1. We gotta call it, right? We gotta call it because it's a new series. Who you got, man? You got the Knicks.
I really am gonna wait. No, I ain't gonna wait.
No,
I ain't gonna wait.
No.
I wanted to wait for game 2, but I ain't gonna wait.
You sneaky. Boy, I tell you what, boy. You be trying to. What you gonna wait till game 2? So then if Miami go 2-0, you gonna be like, oh yeah, the Heat taking it.
No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that.
Well, obviously, if they win game 2, you was gonna say the Heat taking it.
Right?
No, we gotta pick now. Who you got?
If they win a game 2 without Jimmy, then yes, I'm gonna say they're gonna take it. But if they,
all right, look.
But listen,
look. Let me help you out, bro. let me help you out.
Listen,
and for everybody that's watching this, ain't no ifs, ain't no buts. Who do you have, regardless of any circumstance that happens in this series? Who do you have taking this?
I really want to say that the Knicks might take this series, bro. I want to be surprised, bro. I want to be surprised.
Okay.
Like,
that's what I was trying to get out of you, because I felt like that's who you wanted to choose, right?
Yeah.
But your heart was going to the Knicks, but your mind was like, man, Jimmy Buckets. And I'm gonna go with my mind on this one. You went with with your heart. I'm gonna go with my mind on this one. You know, you gave a real heartfelt. You said I really want to have that feel good moment. I want the Knicks to take it, but I'm gonna go with my mind and my eye test.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, my eye test tell me that Jalen, that Brunson and them boys over there, they crazy. They crazy. But just the way that my boy Jimmy Buckets is hooping. This man just took down dang near single-handedly the number 1 seed in the East. I can't move past that and be like, oh yeah, New York gonna take. I just can't do it because New York would have got handled if they would have went against the Milwaukee Bucks.
You think so?
And yeah, you know, I believe so. And yeah, it's matchups, but I just think that Miami is clicking on all cylinders right now. And yeah, we could say if Jimmy but don't play, if he do play, but regardless, I'm gonna go with my eye test and you know what my mind is telling me, and my mind telling me that Jimmy, even my eye test from yesterday is telling me Jimmy's not gonna sit out too long.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna sit out too long.
He's not gonna sit out too long.
And I also know that the experience level from the Heat is a lot more better than what the Knicks have. I just feel like it's an upset year for a lot of people, man. And I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I feel like, Jimmy, y'all took that first win. We're gonna see how this rolls. I'm gonna just take the Knicks because you're going with your mind and you're gonna say Jimmy Butler and them gonna win. You're gonna save yourself. I feel it. I know you're trying to take the easy route, man. You don't want to be optimistic.
What?
You don't want to be optimistic, bro. I'm gonna say.
My man said easy route. Oh, it might be for Jimmy Buckets, man, if he healthy.
Nah, yeah. I could definitely see him doing his thing, coming back and just being like, all right, that ankle went nothing. I'm finna just ball out.
Let's get him out here, man. Take this up. Let me get a shot before each game. We'll be all right.
Right.
How many games you got the Knicks in? And then we gonna move on to this game I'm dying to talk about. How many games
7.
you got the Knicks in? You got them in 7?
Yeah.
Me personally, myself, I have the Heat in 6.
The Heat in
That's
6.
what I'm going with.
Okay.
The Heat in 6.
Heat in
I'm
6.
going with the Heat in 6. You going with the Knicks in 7.
Knicks in 7.
I'm seeing what I'm getting here is I'm getting a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years ago. I'm getting Miami versus Boston.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing in the Eastern Conference Finals, man. I know we getting a little bit too far ahead of each other, so I'm a Heat in 6. You got Knicks in 7, man. We gonna move on.